So you're hearing the buzz, right? Tampa's the spot. Everyone's talking about palm trees, waterfront views, and year-round sunshine like it's some kind of Florida fairy tale. But here's what most of you really want to know. Is the hype actually real, or are we all just getting played by a bunch of drone shots and Instagram edits from Bayshore Boulevard? Because listen, I live here. I'm in these neighborhoods every day. I've seen the highs, I've seen the weird stuff, and I've seen people move here thinking they're stepping into paradise only to get hit with I-275 traffic, surprise HOA fees, and August humidity that slaps harder than your Abuela slipper. But I've also seen families find their forever homes, discover hidden gems like a neighborhood coffee shop that knows your order. And how about when you see your kid's face light up after experiencing their very first gas bill and fall hard for this city in ways they never expected? So if you're thinking about making the move or just wondering if Tampa's worth all of this noise, buckle up, because I'm pulling back the curtain and I'm telling you what it's really like to live here. No fluff, no filter, and yeah, we're gonna figure out if Tampa's all hype or is it actually the real deal. Stay tuned. Now that we've ripped the lid off, let's talk about how we got here, because Tampa, well, yeah, it's always had the quiet charm, laid back vibe, killer sunset, some old school soul, but in the last few years, this place has really flipped the script. What used to be kind of underrated is now undeniably on the map. We've seen neighborhoods leveling up, restaurants and bars that actually rival big city scenes, and a local energy that feels like it's building towards something, not slowing down. So the question isn't, was Tampa ever good? It's, is it as good now as they say it is? And more importantly, where's it going next? Tampa didn't just get hot, it was built, it earned it. We've had the bones for a while, coastline, sunshine, room to stretch, but in the last few years, the city started flipping entire blocks at a time. Water Street, that used to be a ghost town at night. Now it's scooters, sunset rooftops, linen shirts, people jogging, espresso bars open late night. And how about Midtown? You walk in thinking you're grabbing tacos, next thing you know, you're 2 floors up at Salimar rooftop having cocktails you didn't even know existed. I had this couple fly in from Denver, right? They came in talking about lot size and square footage, so we toured homes that matched and all was good, but then toured a place near downtown. Modern condo, skyline view, trolley line nearby. You're not just buying a home, you're buying how a place hits you when you show up. And those hits, they're happening all over. And the key to much of this is figuring out where you belong. In fact, I just published a video that talks about finding your 20-minute bubble and matching it to your lifestyle, which I highly recommend you find on my channel, that deep dives into this exact strategy. You've got to research the area because each spot has its own unique vibes. So for example, Seminole Heights, it's still wild, in the best way. Front porch culture, murals down every block, vinyl shops, backyard chickens. You can grab a craft beer from a brewery and smell backyard smoked brisket down the same back road. Then there's West Shore Marina. Feels like Miami and St. Pete had a minimalist baby. Water on both sides, rooftops, and this weird sense of calm even though you're 10 minutes from the airport. The recent boom in Tampa, it hasn't just brought a bunch of shiny new spots though. With new growth comes growing pains. Traffic's heavier, prices have crept up, and you really gotta know where to look if you want that sweet spot between value and lifestyle. And that's why we do what we do. We're not just unlocking doors, and we're helping people land where real life works. This isn't a scroll and hope strategy. If Tampa's even in the back of your mind, reach out to us. Our real estate team is on the ground every day, walking neighborhoods, dissecting the data, and paying attention to where things are happening. We get this market and no one has boots on the ground quite like we do. Contact us because we want to be your Tampa real estate team of choice. So who's really making that move? Short answer, everybody, but they're landing in places they never saw coming. We had a guy fly in from Seattle, right? Tech Job said it's downtown or bust. So I showed him in Channelside, a high rise, slick, clean, skyline views, cruise ships rolling in, and he liked it. But then we hit a townhome in the West Shore area. Rooftop deck, breeze off the canal, sunset hitting the water just right, and he was done. Didn't need 20 floors up, he needed this. Then there was a family from Illinois. 2 kids, had spreadsheets for schools, crime maps, commuter times, Fishhawk, Wesley Chapel, all circled for them. But West Chase caught them off guard. Big trees, cul-de-sacs, decent lots, screened-in lanais, close to everything but felt like its own little world still. They toured a 2-story with a backyard screened-in pool and said, yes, this feels more like us. And the same story with a retired couple from Virginia. Thought they wanted St. Pete, but one morning drive through Dunedin, it changed it all. They realized they could get around by golf cart or bike the Pinellas Trail into downtown Dunedin. They saw a 70s ranch home with a new roof and access to drop a boat in nearby, lunch at a brewery, seeing dolphins on their afternoon walk, and it hit them. Boom. Offer signed the next day. They all found what worked for them, but now I want to hear from you. If you were moving here, where do you think you'd land? Walkable downtown, laid back lakefront, front porch and oaks with a suburb feel? Drop it down in the comments. Seriously, we want to hear your vibe, and I love knowing what everybody wants. And just know, it's not always smooth. One couple only wanted South Tampa until they saw what the budget actually got them. Small lot, not a big garage, older home. It was gorgeous location, but they walked and stopped exploring right there. And others, blindsided by flood zone costs or insurance that doubled their expectations. Happens more than you think. That's the thing about Tampa. You can Google it all day, but until your feet hit the street, you don't really know what fits. It's rhythm, not just location. Are you jogging Bayshore at sunrise, catching a backyard breeze in Carrollwood, hitting local bar under string lights in Seminole Heights? Tampa's a city of lanes. You just have to find yours. Here's the truth behind the palm trees, the reality check. Living in Tampa means learning the rhythm fast. In summer, you'll sweat through a shirt, just walk into your car. Driving on Del Mabry will test your patience. Kennedy Boulevard feels like it's designed to trap you in red lights, but with the right timing and learning the back roads, you'll learn to move around the chaos. Then comes homeownership, and that's where people get surprised sometimes. That charming 1920s bungalow in Seminole Heights, great bones, sure. But ask when the roof was last replaced. That waterfront stunner in Apollo Beach, dreamy, but if it's sitting in the wrong flood zone, insurance will remind you of it monthly. Stuff shows up you didn't expect. Stucco cracks, ACs that run 24/7, gutters that turn into waterfalls when it pours sideways. But by year 2, you've got a storm kit, backup flip-flops, and a favorite local AC guy. And how about insurance? It's not just more expensive, it's a strategy. 2 homes might look identical, but one with a new roof and impact windows could save you thousands. Flood zones matter. Build year matters. We always tell buyers, run those quotes early, not after you've already pictured your couch. If you're serious about making a move, don't guess. We'll connect you with the people who actually know how to run the numbers and flag the red flags before you waste your time or money. That's what we do. We're your real estate team on the ground, and we've got your back start to close. Because yeah, Tampa's got its quirks, but when you know how to navigate it, it clicks. You're grilling in February, you're spotting dolphins on your way to dinner, you're still walking on the beach in January and realizing this is why we came. But what about what's next? What's happening in Tampa now that will shape the next decade plus? We've talked about Tampa's roots, the charm, the neighborhoods, the lifestyle that's pulled so many people in. But now, let's go ahead and talk about where the city's headed, because Tampa's not just holding steady, it's leveling up. And the kind of changes happening right now, they're not just cosmetic, they're city shaping. Let's start with Gasworks. This one's huge. It's 50 acres of walkable urban living going in right between downtown and Ybor. New homes, restaurants, retail parks. It's finally connecting 2 iconic parts of the city that always felt just a little too far apart. This is how you build a neighborhood people actually want to live in. Now, over in West Tampa, we've got Rome Yards. What used to be a city yard is becoming a brand new district with mixed income housing, creative workspaces, and community first design. This one's about building access and identity, giving locals real reasons to stay and invest long term. And then there's Water Street. Yeah, it's still flexing. New towers, more green space, rooftop vibes, and even more places to eat, drink, and hang. It started as an idea. Now, it's just what's happening. And this growth, it's not just about buildings going up, it's about how we move around. I mean, look at the Howard Franklin Bridge. Finally, it has its new southbound span, extra lanes, bike paths, smoother drive times, major relief for commuters. And how about Tampa's 2 biggest headache zones, the I-275, I-4 interchange and the West Shore interchange, which means less congestion, better airport access, and smoother drives all around. Now, let's talk stadiums. The new Rays Stadium project in St. Pete, yeah, that deal's officially off the table. The team pulled out in spring, and now there's serious talk of the Rays eventually relocating to Tampa under new ownership. The plan is still in progress, but if it goes through, it could reshape the future of pro sports in Tampa in a big way. Meanwhile, the Tampa Bay Sun, our women's soccer team, has announced plans for a waterfront stadium in Ybor. Now, it's not built yet, but it's in motion, and if it happens, the project brings a whole entertainment district along with it. Now, why does all this matter? Because this isn't hype anymore, it's momentum. More places to live, more ways to get around, more culture, more energy, and more reasons to plug in now before the next wave fully hits. These aren't just headlines, they're shaping where value grows, where community forms, and where you might want to build your future. It's not just what's hot now, but what's coming next. And if you're watching this thinking, okay, I want to be ahead of the curve, this is your moment, because all of this, it's not potential, it's happening in real time. And that brings us to the real question. Is the hype in Tampa real? And let's not sugarcoat it. Tampa's been on everyone's radar. It's been called the next big thing, the next new Miami, the hidden Florida gem. And look, at one point, that might have been a stretch, but now it's not hype, it's happening. What used to feel like potential is now full-on momentum. Neighborhoods have transformed. Infrastructure is finally getting a glow up that's needed with future growth in mind. The food scene, it's legit. And the lifestyle, still unmatched. You've got people walking to cafes, biking through downtown, kayaking before dinner. This city, it's not just keeping up, it's defining what modern Florida living looks like. And yeah, it's not perfect. Traffic is real. Insurance costs are no joke. If you come here expecting 2019 prices and zero hassle, Tampa will check you real quick. But if you come here with a game plan, if you take the time to learn the ins and the outs, you can land in something amazing. I mean, we just helped a client move from Atlanta, traded a bigger house for a smaller one in Beach Park. But now she walks to her cafe in the morning, jogs Bayshore before 8, told us, I didn't just move cities, I got my time back. That's the trade people are making. The focus has shifted and people want a better quality of life. Because what's happening in Tampa right now, it's real, but Tampa delivers. And the people who thrive here, they're the ones who found clarity, made a plan, and didn't do it alone. If Tampa's starting to feel like your next move, don't do it solo. This isn't just about picking a spot on the map. It's about finding the lifestyle that fits you. The right block, the right commute, the right kind of backyard for whatever your version of home looks like. Our real estate team helps people do that every single day. And if you're thinking about making the move, we really want to help you, and we can't make it any easier to shoot us an email or just call or text us. Our info's right there on the screen and down in the description. You don't need to have it all figured out. Let's just talk through what matters to you, what kind of life you're trying to build, and whether Tampa's the right fit. And hey, if you're still really early in the process, that's fine too. We've got a full playlist below with neighborhood tours, lifestyle comparisons, and everything they don't tell you in those national moving guides. As always, thank you for watching. We appreciate you sticking with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.